Okay, so this light is, let's see, I'll turn it this way maybe. What do you think? Maybe you can hold it. You want to hold it? Sure. So we just spent 5 hours with Dr. Claud Anderson, and we're in the car. We're in DC now, and we're on our way back to the hotel. And I don't know if any of you guys are even going to see this video until tomorrow or not, because it's kind of late. We got there about 7:15, and we just talked and talked, didn't we, babe? I mean, like 5 straight hours. And remember I told you, like, whenever he's talking about black people. He's always talking about solutions. He's always talking about powernomics principles, and he never gets tired. Like, that's what's amazing. And we talked a little bit of everything, from politics to some of the stuff with the different movements with ADOS and the FBA. I told him that Tariq.
Someone said he's passing the torch.
You know what? That's what you said. He was passing the torch. I don't want to.
But you know what I mean when I say that.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I don't want to even imply that I want that I expect him to be obsolete. I think that he can. I expect him to always exist as long as I exist.
Okay, he's in his 80s.
Right.
And the thing is that you are picking up. You know what I mean? He doesn't want you to duplicate what he's doing. He wants you to take what he's doing and then take it even further.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean when I agree with whomever in the chat said that.
Yeah, I see him as I see what I do as a supplement to what he does. I'm very protective of his legacy and the work that he does, because reading Black Labor, White Wealth really changed a lot of my perspective. Like, it really helped me understand America a lot better. And also he's 100% serious about it. And what I like is the reason I know that this was ordained, the reason I know this is going to work is because the models that we apply, like in the Black Business School and stuff like that, are pretty much just microcosmic implementations of powernomics principles on a family-based, individual-based level. Right? The fact that, for example, we have models where you can actually build an economy with a small group of people, just 6 or 7 people, that you like and you care about, and you can create a market for capital, a market for contractors, and a market for your customers, and make it work out of that. And that to me is cool, because economic theory basically says that you can actually change the direction of the collective by changing the incentives, or by becoming aware of the incentives of the individual, and sort of playing to that, so I really enjoyed the conversation with him. It was really good to see him. I have not seen him in person probably for about 3 years. Last time I was here, same thing happened. I sat with him for 4 hours. When
were you here? When was the last time you saw him in person?
I don't even remember if it was like when you and I were even dating,
I think it was, right?
We haven't hit year 3 yet, have we? You and I? We're what, 2.5? Our year 3 is like the spring, right?
Oh, people are asking about how he's doing physically.
He's getting stronger.
Yeah.
He's getting stronger, and he's
I think he seemed to be extremely strong.
He looked better.
Very, very lucid.
He looked better.
Very sharp-minded.
Oh, shoot.
Very energetic. I mean, even like we were there for 5 hours, but I
got tired before you did.
Yeah, like as we were leaving out the door, he was still just like dripping knowledge the entire time. Never got tired. He never got tired. Yeah.
He reminds me of when they were on the hip hop documentary when they discovered Andre 3000 and Big Boy.
Right.
And they just started rapping and were rapping for like 45 minutes. They were like, damn, like they won't stop rapping because they just had so many good lyrics. And he's like that too. Like, he does not stop. I mean, he's got that, and Farrakhan has that. Those are two guys that just have endless energy and in their 80s. So if they're like that in their 80s, I can't imagine what they were like in their 40s. And so it's cool. Like, these are strong guys, and we talked about just how the masculine males kind of being kind of watered down and destroyed in America and left behind and marginalized and tossed out, and I really enjoyed it. And I talked to him about Tariq's conference, and I think he's thinking about going. I know Tariq called him today, And I talked to Tariq, and I told Tariq I would do it. And I attempted to persuade Dr. Anderson to participate in the conference in June. I don't know what his decision's going to be, but I did tell him that I was going to be there, and Vicky Dillard is also going to be there. I talked to Tariq about Vicky Dillard participating, and he agreed that Vicky would be a great add-on. So because Vicky's amazing. And so we're gonna have a great convention. Like his FBA convention, I support it. We got our All Black National Convention. In early October, we're gonna have that in Brooklyn. We were gonna go for Detroit, but something happened with the scheduling, so that we're actually gonna do Brooklyn. But that's gonna be in early October, around October 2nd. That's the date that we've put together tentatively, and we're also gonna do a big event at the Essence Fest, which is I think in August or something. But we've already booked our hotel space and everything else. So if you're going to go to the Essence Fest, you can come see us down there. But it was great. Did you have any thoughts, babe? Did anything go through your mind?
No, I don't have any thoughts.
You don't have any thoughts? Let me see. Let me flip this and see what crazy. Do you guys have any questions? Let me see. Silver Stream. Is that Silver Samoa? Dr. Boyce talking the realness. Oh, thank you. Giving glory. Corey Countless in Fort Washington, Maryland would love to introduce you to his wife and friends. Okay, nice. When is Dr. Anderson going to be on the Breakfast Club? I think it's scheduled for December 5th. We did talk about that a little bit, and I know Charlemagne was sending me stuff about his interview, and so I'll let you know what I find out. Oh, the Essence is July 1st through 5th. There you go. Whenever it is, we set a date, and we're going to be right near the Essence. So if you're going to go to the Essence, you should come see us. Or you could just go to the Essence because we'll be there. So it'll give you a good reason to go. Dr. Watkins, thank you. Ever since I found you on YouTube, I found my B1 family right on. I'm so grateful for that. Before I found you, I thought I was a lone soldier. No, you're not alone. Now I found so many black voices. Good for you, Ryan. Good for you, brother. Much respect to you. How is it that the San Francisco Bay Area claims to be so progressive, but there are hardly any black-owned businesses? Because they're not anywhere. Like, you have to build businesses. Like, we have to really retrain and educate our kids differently so that they can be prepared for the future. You can't just blame it on everybody else. You have to look at yourselves and say, what are we signing up for? Like, what are we... why are we falling for the okie doke, right? So ultimately, personal responsibility is a very important part of the discussion when you talk about improving any group of people. That's called passion. Yes, Birdie, I agree that is passion. Yeah, please hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. But yeah, that's really it. If you guys have any more questions, I can answer your questions. Did you discuss Byron Allen's lawsuit? No, we didn't get around to that. Did we talk about Byron Allen? Babe, I don't remember talking about Byron Allen. No, we didn't talk about Byron Allen. It was mostly it's like, for me talking to an elder like that, who was literally one of the originators on the whole reparations conversation. One of the things I love to do is I love just hearing their story. I feel like every wise older person has, something that they want to teach, something they want to share, something that they want to pass on, and I think that we're stupid and disrespectful, and we also lose when we don't sit there and just listen. Like, my job was not to sit here. What am I going to teach a man who's 84 years old? I'm sure maybe I could teach him some things, but let's just be real. People get older, their brains aren't really interested in taking in new information. They kind of know what they think, and they're hardwired in certain ways. So what I tend to do is I just listen, and so I just listened, and it was great. He showed me all his awards. I put some stuff up on my Instagram. I actually had some video from being inside the house, and I put it on my Instagram. You can go check it out if you want to. My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins. So just go to my Instagram, The Real Boyce Watkins, and you'll see like some of the pictures. I had some pictures of plaques, and me and Alicia were in the house. I'll put all that up on the gram, so you can go check that out. But I felt like, it's just important. Like, you got to go sit with your father, sit with your grandfather, and listen, and remember your grandmother, and hear the old stories, and it was really cool. It was really nice. And Mrs. Anderson made us some really good food. She's a great cook. Mm-hmm. It's like a steak and baked potatoes with some salad and apple pie, and it was like really great. And I just love it. It was nice.
The history. He talked a lot about the history of everything.
Oh yeah, he was talking. What really got me was when he told me that back during segregation, they used to that the movie theaters would not let black people from America into the theaters, but they would let Africans in. So you come from Africa, they would let you in. But if you were black from the South, they would not let you in. So he said him and his friends would dress up as Africans and put a kente cloth on and put something on their head so they could get into and pretend like they were Africans so they could get into the movie theater. I said, you lying to me. He said, no. What else did he tell? He told some other funny stories about.
Some great stories.
Like interesting, and very interesting stuff about his career in politics. He's really proud of that. And
but all the things that he's done, in terms of black economics in Detroit and in New Orleans, and those were interesting. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that much
Tallahassee.
To a lot of the Tallahassee
Yeah.
politicians in Detroit, like
Yeah.
the Kwame Kilpatrick era. And he talked about John Conyers and Conyers' wife going to prison, and how a lot of them were asking for bribes to get things done in Detroit, and a lot of them went to prison for bribery. And he said I knew how that stuff works. Like, he'd been in government for a long time, and he said, y'all gonna end up in jail. Yeah, I'll be damned. A bunch of them didn't end up in jail. So that was real. That's why I wouldn't want to go into politics, because I think politics is dirty. I think a lot of politicians take bribes, but it's like being an athlete. A lot of the Olympic athletes take steroids, but then when you get caught taking steroids, they act like you're the only one when everybody's taking that shit.
For me, I think it was just nice to talk to. She's Dr. Anderson too. She's got a PhD. She's got a dual PhD, by the way.
Dual?
Yeah, it's in education and communications from the same. We graduated. We got our PhDs from the same university.
She went to Florida State?
She got her PhD at Florida State with me, where I got mine.
What?
So I was like, oh my goodness, 2 PhDs. So she was good. She gave me a lot of wisdom on what to do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because we were just talking about, we were like, isn't it so cool to be married, or for me, about to be married to men who are just brilliant. I was like, Boyce is brilliant. And especially in your area that you're an expertise in, I said, he's just brilliant, great mind. And she spoke about that same thing. I said, it's just great, just being part of the whole thing. And then we did talk about like how you all need us.
Yes.
You all need us. And so we
like
see our
him to
fit.
go to the doctor the way you force him. That's what I told him. He said, yeah, Joanne won't let me eat the such and such, and she make me go to the doctor, and she won't let me go on the trips. I want to go do the speaking engagement. She won't let. And I said, Alicia, if she does that to you, I said, Alicia does that to me too. What is it?
Yeah.
But we both agreed that we both need that. Like, we both agreed that it's good to have. But even though we both complained about it, he said, I feel like a prisoner sometimes. I said, yeah, but we need it. He said, yeah, we do.
Yeah, so that was nice to hear from her and to talk about how she supports him. It was very inspiring. Like, she answers, she takes his phone calls. I mean, she does a lot of, she does a lot of little cute stuff like that.
He'll tell a lot of the same stories.
Yeah.
And each time she just be sitting there listening.
She listens to all, so I got to listen to all your stories now.
And he'll be like, Joanne, what was the name of the man in Florida, the one who used to be the head of the department? Oh, Wilson. And she'll be like, Joe Wilson. And he'll be like, yeah, Joe Wilson.
So great.
All the days. She'll just be following right along.
It's funny.
I love it though. Like, it's not like she's sitting there like, oh God, here he goes again, repeat this. Like, she'll be right there rolling with it. I think that's like almost like I would say like a diamond and silk type thing.
No, oh God, no.
Right, because diamond and silk are known for coonery, but
no,
like
this is different.
You know how diamond will be talking and silk will be like, But no, I'm not comparing Dr. Anderson.
No, please don't.
No, that don't even feel right.
Yeah,
but
so that was good for me. It was a good model for me.
Yeah, that was I had a really good time, and so he told me to give you his best, and to say how much he appreciates all of you, and we express a lot of hope for the future in terms of what our people can do, what our community can do, and because I told him, I said, don't be too hard on black folks, because it's going to take time, but I really see a lot of positive transformation. I think it's going to take time to develop. I
like that we all kind of agree that of our love of black people. You know what I mean? That we really love black people. And we were like, even though half of us, we ain't right. You know what I mean? Half of us ain't right, but the other half of us are wonderful. But those who are just so quote unquote, we ain't right, you know, there's a reason for that. A legitimate reason for it. We're all hurting. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's like doing the best they can. We talked about what I was inspired by, because you know how I'm just inspired by certain things. We were talking about how black people struggle. You know what I mean? Even like all of us that get up and got to go to work every day and got to deal with all this regular, mundane, worldly things that we have to struggle with. You know, it was just like we just had a moment where we just felt the burden of that. And I thought that was something real, you know. And I thought about all the people in my family. I thought about all the people that I know who get up and don't like the job that they're doing, you know, and like how you're kind of trapped by that. So, you know, it was a really good fuel for some of the things that he's doing and you're doing, you know, to get us out of that. The struggle, the black struggle is what we spent
I feel like
some good time talking about.
We know a lot of the solutions. We just gotta train and implement and apply. Like, we just gotta want to. We gotta trust enough to implement the solutions. I think if we do that, I think we can win. So anyway, hit the thumbs up button before we go, and I just wanted to brief you guys on what went down. So he gives everybody his best, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
You need help?
No. So what do I end it?
Yeah. I'll
okay.